Hi, this is Marcos Oliveira for one more installment of JavaScript basics. And today I'm going to talk about the ways to publish or print codes that you create using JavaScript. One of them, to give an example, if you create a Microsoft Word and you need to print in paper, you're going to use a printer. The same way you can use some code, some ways to print or publish the result of a JavaScript. Okay, so for instance, we also already saw alert that it was the first installment of a basics for JavaScript, and where I create a variable called number0 with with 28 as the value, and when I publish alert, okay, is going to show the number 28 in the HTML. This is one way. The other three ways to do it is called inner HTML, document write, and the console log. In order to give some examples, I will first comment, and when the comment different from HTML, the comments in the JavaScript, you use the forward slash and the asterisk, forward slash asterisk. But you have to be careful, because when you do use a forward slash asterisk, everything that comes after the first two figures, everything else that follows is going to be a comment. So you need to finish the comment by doing the asterisk and forward slash. So be careful, because they are the opposite. Here the forward slash is first, and here the forward slash is the last. And now if I type anything after, like alert again, and now this time it's not commented. Okay, so using let me create another var. Okay, and this time let's create the word 2, and I'll put between quotes, here is my text. Okay, and I would like this to be published or placed inside a HTML document, and in this case I would like to be inside this P. Okay, so I'm gonna use the ID paragraph, but that's the way to communicate between HTML and JavaScript. So I go back to the script, and by the way, I needed to finish this with a colon, and now I'm gonna use document dot write. I'm gonna use the okay, document get element by ID. Okay, and in quotes, can be double quoted, simple quotes, I will write the paragraph. Okay, be careful, because this is case sensitive, so if you use capital letters in the original document, you have to reproduce exactly the same. Remember, paragraph, the way it's written in paragraph with P, capital P, in JavaScript, understand that are totally different they are different, they are not the same object. Okay, and then after the retrieving the ID, I add inner HTML, that's one type, equals what? Equals word 2. That's the variable. So I'm gonna type here word 2. Okay, now remember, I'm not using quotes here because this is not a English word for JavaScript. Now this has a meaning, that's a variable that contains a value inside. Okay, now the very first thing that I'm gonna do is save, and then I go to index, and I do a open in browser. Okay, and here is my text. Okay, and the interesting thing that if I change this to h1 and h1, okay, because I'm keeping the same ID, okay, JavaScript doesn't bother JavaScript. I just go here and I refresh, and now I have a h1. Okay, so now so far we have two ways to publish or print JavaScript codes. The first one was alert, the second one is called inner HTML. Now let's go to the other one, and I'm going to create another variable called word3. Okay, and the reason I'm creating this way because, as I explained before, JavaScript has some reserved words, words that mean something to JavaScript. Okay, and if I, by mistake, or if I don't pay attention, I use one of those words, JavaScript will just ignore me or give me a error message because I'm using something that I'm not supposed to. So that's why instead of trying to memorizing a list of reserved words, and there is a list if you go online and Google JavaScript reserved words, you're gonna see a list of words. They vary sometimes. Sometimes they're incomplete, so I decided to do it this way. I use the word anyways, and I put a number next, like I did number 0, number 1, etc., etc. Okay, so in this one, I'm gonna use inner not inner, but document write, because document write, you have to be careful because document writes overrides everything that's inside the HTML. So let's do here. I will do, I can even, let me create h1, and because h1 doesn't have any meaning to JavaScript, I will put a bit in quotes. So h1, okay, now, and the plus, I can keep going. Okay, this is this is another paragraph. Okay, so I'm putting a complete HTML code inside this quote. Okay, now how am I gonna do this? I will go back to, and I put document write, and I need to put a parenthesis because every time I have a command like get element by ID, it's like an order. Write, I'm ordering, I'm commanding. Okay, and document write, and inside I'm gonna put the word 3. Okay, and semicolon. Okay, now I saved. I go, because I saved, I can come back here and I can click. Okay, and because, so whatever was before in the document, okay, was not in this case because this one was created by JavaScript also. But if it was a text that I put over there myself would be replaced by the this is another paragraph. Okay, and again I can come back here and I can change this h1 for p or any other, and is not going to bother JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript is just gonna follow whatever is inside here. Okay, I can put an image, whatever with search indication. Okay, so everything is going to be fine. So we have so far, we have inner HTML, we have document write, and you have the alert. The last one, and I will call, it's called console log, and parentheses again, okay? The console log, and we are gonna, in our course, we're not going to use this too much, although I encourage you to study, to research, because this is more like pure code and to test the code, and we use console log. How do you access a console log? And you go to your, in this case here is the browser that I'm using, and this is Chrome. And you just go to, let me see, inspect. I right click, and can you see here the word console? And here is the word console. Okay, so if something was wrong with, I can write the code here, the JavaScript code here, but I have to write in HTML. Okay, instead of the external, or I can access also. And if I make if there is a mistake, like in this case, everything is fine, so there is no message, but you're gonna have in red lines, you're gonna have saying there is a mistake, this is such and such mistake. Sometimes kind of encrypted, sometimes kind of clear, but it's a really good way for you to test your JavaScript files. Okay, so with this, I'm closing this presentation, and until next time. Okay, bye.